Hello and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we will be looking at just the one game. It's Everton taking on Manchester City. Now, this game is huge for City. They could go back to the top of the league for the first time since about November with a win. It would be absolutely massive if they could get something here and beat Everton. Everton, of course, the big rivals for Liverpool, and it's going to be a huge occasion. Because this game is moved and wasn't collected for television, this game is not on telly in the UK. It's only available abroad in the likes of America, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and of course across Europe and Australia. So that means British people won't be able to watch it unless they go elsewhere to have a look. And I am really gutted because I desperately would have liked to watch this game. But Everton will be taking on Manchester City, and that's what we're going to be looking at today. If you haven't already, feel free to put your thoughts in the comments on what you think the score will be. I love hearing everybody's thoughts. In the last 5 games, City have been very dominant. Only that one blip against Newcastle in that time. 3-0 over Huddersfield, 1-0 over Burton, a 5-0 hammering of Burnley in the FA Cup. Then that 2-1 defeat to Newcastle, followed up by a win against Arsenal, 3-1 that finished. And yeah, like, as I say, besides that defeat to Newcastle, they've been unstoppable this year. So their wins, obviously before the games I've just said: 2-1 against Liverpool, 7-0 against Rotherham, 9-0 against Burton. They've been conceding a few goals and scoring a hell of a lot of goals since the turn of the year. Everton, it's not really happened under Marco Silva. If we have a look since Christmas, a 5-1 win over Burnley, and I thought, oh, this is going to be the stepping stone towards them looking a better side. And then they go and lose to Brighton, and then lose to Leicester. They beat Lincoln just about 2-1 that finished, and then they beat Bournemouth 2-0, and I was thinking, oh, maybe they're going to kick on from here. And then a 2-1 defeat against Southampton. Then that devastating 3-2 loss in the FA Cup to Millwall, where there was that goal, handball wasn't given, and that ended up being 2-2, and then Murray Wallace won it late on for Millwall. And then they beat Huddersfield 1-0 and then got hammered. Well, not hammered, but they were disappointed against Wolves. That one finished 3-1. So the last 5 games between both sides, Manchester City won the last game 3-1 at home. Gabriel Jesus grabbing a couple of goals, if I remember correct. Time before that was away, and Manchester City once again scored 3 times. That one finished 3-1 as well. And if I remember right, that game it was about 3-0 inside half an hour. Leroy Sané scoring a brilliant goal. I think Gabriel Jesus got one, and maybe Raheem Sterling. They looked very good that day. Before that, it was a 1-1 draw. That was right at the start of last season when Kyle Walker was sent off for 2 bookings. And they were down to 10 men. Everton took the lead through Wayne Rooney before a Raheem Sterling equaliser 1-1. The time before that they met, it finished 4-0 to Everton, beating Manchester City 4-0. And they absolutely obliterated City that day. It was a terrible performance by Manchester City. Time before that, it finished 1-1. So City, they'll be having a lot of confidence. They won't take that blip against Newcastle to heart. They've won, 9 of their last 10 games. Can't see Everton stopping them. Now, Everton, I am slightly concerned that they are going nowhere under Marco Silva, and I think coming into the season, I think they will get rid of Marco Silva. Everton, they've won 9, drew 6, lost 10, 9th place. Goal difference of 0. It's so average. And Everton, they probably have the biggest budget, I would say, outside of the top 6. They spent the most money outside the top 6 in the last few years, and really being 9th place isn't good enough. They want to be in Europe, competing in the Europa League at the very minimum. They want to challenge the top 6, and that's not really happened under Marco Silva. And I fear that it will never happen under Marco Silva. Manchester City, they desperately need to win this game. They'll go level on points with Liverpool with 62. They'd obviously played a game more, but they would have a better goal difference, so would go top. And you'd rather have points on the board than have games to play, because those games can be unpredictable. And that is something that you can never predict, is how these games will go. I remember when Hereford had loads of games of, because I support Hereford, and we didn't really make anything of them, and that can happen. You can either make a lot of them. The first season after reform, we had loads of games in hand. We won, I think, all of them, and we ended up winning the league. But other times, I remember in the conference, we had a lot of games to play the season before we got relegated or demoted, and we didn't make anything of that. So games in hand are good, but I'd rather have points on the board, and I don't think there are many people who would be like, I'd rather have games to play than points on the board, because points on the board, the game's over, it's done. But games to play, it's always a maybe. So I feel this one will be a Manchester City win. I think Man City will go there and win. I think they'll be comfortable as well. I'm going to go 3-0 to Manchester City. I'm going to go for Sterling to get one. I'm going to go for Aguero to get one. I'm going to go for Kevin De Bruyne to get one. So that's Everton 0, Manchester City 3. I just can't see Everton putting up a major fight. It's not like they're going to be like, oh, I really want to beat, really want to beat them, because they don't want to see Liverpool win the league. As much as they want to beat City, they don't want to see Liverpool win the league. So I think that I think City will win, and I think Marco Silva will be relegated at the end of the season. If you haven't already, feel free to get your thoughts down below on the score prediction. I'd really love to hear your thoughts on the score and how you think this game will go. But thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you are new, feel free to hit the subscribe button. I do predictions for the Championship and the Premier League at most weeks, if not every week, and I always do that as well. And I used to do watch-alongs, but my channel kept getting rejected for monetization, so I've stopped them. I have reapplied about 2.5 weeks ago, so hopefully we'll hear back off that, and then they're really fun. So thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Leave your thoughts down below. My name is Mike, and I will see you soon.